Hello and welcome to Rauta's Reviews. This time it's non-metallic release. In fact, why I decided to have it here then is an interesting question. First of all, I got interested in Gjoad when I was browsing some of my digital promos and then listened to this one called Samanon. This features 5 tracks, about 35 minutes, and it's released by a label called Antique, let's just call it that. Now this French label then contacted me for information and kindly sent me this review copy because I really wanted to feature this one as physical format here. Because in fact, even though this is not exactly a metal release, it's very close to related to metal music. Because first of all, this is at some parts kind of like post-metallic release, but more than that, it is what could be introduced as, say, introduction music. You know, the likes such as, for example, I don't know, Graveland, maybe Bathory, bands like that, especially in the black metal genre, have been using this kind of music as, well, their introduction or interludes or even outros. So one could say it's kind of an instrumental music that doesn't really bear words, but yet kind of carries over the atmosphere within. And that is the type of music which then again very, very much fits the metal music altogether. You will find some folk music tunes, you will hear some more ambient kind of parts, you will hear parts that are almost like metal, you know, flirting with the kind of a metallic guitar sound, but not exactly creating those kind of riffs or melodies, hence the term post-metal. One could even say they're a little bit post-metal, post-rock, but I don't know. It depends, once again, on the audience, the listener, who then defines what it is actually to be classified as. Now, if you take a look at the band's Bandcamp site, there is, for a reason, I guess, no metal archive site. It will say tags like acoustic, check, black metal, not so much, death metal, what the hell, metal, acoustic rock, ambient, atmospheric, post-rock, post-metal, post-rock, traditional music, and so forth. Now, I could really tick most of these boxes, and I think it's kind of a blessing because, I mean, so many times you hear bands that say, we're not easily categorized, we're not easy to be boxed, and yet at the same time you're like, yes, you are. This one goes there and this one goes there. And so often when you have bands which are not so easily to be boxed or categorized, you feel like it's just utter crap because they're going way too hipster with their music. That is, we're going to be so different that, you know, my hair is coming out. Fuck. The point here is when you go overboard with your kind of, how to say it, obsession to become very, very original, and you want to so badly fight the categorizing thing, you end up doing crappy music. But instead, just let you go and play what you will and don't care for the categories or putting into boxes. I mean, who gives a damn? Use multiple tags if you need to, but more importantly, focus what matters. And what matters is, obviously, when you're talking about music, is doing good music. Right. Now, and this is very much true with Gjoad stuff. I mean, once again, it's hard to put this into one category, but you will find different ideas and they blend in together very, very well. Like, some parts are definitely more on the ambient side, even kind of a melancholic side. But there, at the same time, you will find these more traditional instrumental parts, which are almost like folk music, but not quite, because obviously it's not that cheery maybe, and, you know, it lacks vocals and all that stuff. So it's probably not what you're expecting. And at the same time, it totally makes sense. It's once again one of that kind of music which is very hard to explain properly. But once you give it a spin or two, you will find that things click and start to make sense. For me, I was a little bit having a hard time to figure out, is this really good or just quite good? And I'm still on the verge of, you know, those two, and it doesn't really matter. What matters is that I think this is very much an enjoyable release. It looks nice though. I mean, this kind of a cover image, it's just something that I could, you know, put on my wall, for instance, as a painting. That is not a CD, obviously, you dumbass. The point here is, it's kind of a music it might not be happening too much for you, but in case you just happen to like it, there is some special feeling when you have a physical copy and you just put it in your player and you maybe browse the lyrics, well, not the lyric shit, but the booklet, and maybe you just get, I don't know, a sense of something else when you're taking a look at these covers and you start listening to the music, and your imagination does tricks and all that stuff. It's very, very different than just plugging it to your Spotify or whatever your streaming services you're using and then just listening to the music without getting the physical product. But that's just me. I'm rambling here once again. What I want you to do is to click on the band's Bandcamp site, or in this case the label's Bandcamp site, and give it a listen. And in case you like it, buy it. That's what I'm trying to say here. I hope you like it, and if not, well, at least now you know what I'm talking about, I hope. Thanks, and bye-bye.